How's it going, everybody? You know who it is. Yours truly, King of Charisma, Shaman of Swagger, Carter James the NILLIHC Master, coming to you live from beautiful, one-of-a-kind, and very, very redneck Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. First and foremost, I have told each and every one of you on my Facebook that this will probably be my most serious blog to date, and for many reasons. Because I want to remind you of something, first and foremost. A little thing that I like to call, and what I have learned for myself, a little thing called lifetime. That's the first and foremost. Second of all, I would like to continue talking about relationships and why I've been single, and, you know, especially here in the Western world that we live in. And number three, the superficiality of everyday life, and why I think a lot of it is extremely disingenuous and uninspiring, and why we as human beings should be spreaders of new and right intelligence. And I'll explain that in just a couple of minutes. But first and foremost, I want to let you guys know something that is really phenomenal. Lifetime. Because time, whether you want to believe it, understand it, or not, it goes on with or without you. I mean, if you shoot me in the face and I die, life goes on. It goes on without me. You know, if you die, if you get hit by a car, a bus, train, whatever, if you fall out of a airplane and it explodes and you die in a giant fireball, I know it sounds ridiculous, but you're gone. Life continues. I mean, time in itself isn't running out, but your time and my time is, as the human beings that we are on this planet. Death is simply a fact of life, and every day we get older, the more, every day that our time runs out. And so I highly recommend that before you die, that you kick a whole lot of ass before you die, in every way, shape, and form, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, career-wise. You know, if you're a parent, be the best parent you can be. If you're a husband or a wife, or if you're a boyfriend, if you're a girlfriend, if you're, a if you're a cheerleader, if you're a punk rocker, if you're a death metal head, if you're a Christian, if you're a Jewish, if you're Buddhist, if you're, fill in the blank, be the best at it because you choose to be, not because someone else tells you to be that. I mean, I'm not asking you of that. I am begging you to do that because your time is what it's all about. You and all of you are what it's all about. And that's the thing that makes life so fucking awesome, is because you are a living and breathing machine, an imperfect rational animal with a big brain that has the power to reason and continuously learn. And I hope that you continue to ultimately become the best version of you. I can't stress this enough. And that's why I'm asking and begging each and every one of you to steer clear of the heroin, steer clear of all the terrible alcoholism, of all the ridiculousness of everyday life, all the superficiality of celebrity, ignorance, politics, religion, and racism and homophobia and other agendas like that that ridiculously can be so ignorant. And I really hope that you can take all the time you have to become real, authentic, genuine, and of course, know it to the max with every single year, every single month, week, day, hour, minute, and second that you have left. Because you never know when your time will end. As a great warrior so famously said, we don't beat the Reaper by living longer. We beat the Reaper by living well and by living fully. I don't believe in the saying live life to the fullest. It's too overrated and outdated for me, but I do believe in living your life to the absolute best, as I have said before, I believe in a couple of blogs before this one. I'm also a big believer of honesty through consideration rather than trust. I don't believe in trust. I believe in honesty through consideration. I've been very open and extremely candid about being a very unorthodox human being. Um, I have never dated a woman in an orthodox way. When it comes to relationships, do your thing. If you're in a happy relationship, if you want to be married, if you are married, if you have kids on the way, if you've just had a kid, or if your significant other just had a child, congratulations, good luck, Godspeed, and everything else in between. I wish you guys the best of luck. But for me, I mean, it really warms my heart to see people happy, to see people holding hands, whether they're in a Starbucks coffee shop line, if they're out in public, or if they're in a mall, and someone gives another person a peck on the cheek, or if a couple's working out together in the gym and they're hugging each other and embracing each other and pushing each other physically to become the better version of themselves physically, stuff like that. I mean, for me personally, it makes me really happy, and it really warms my heart to see that because it makes me realize, you know what? Love does exist. I mean, I personally don't believe in true love, but I do believe that love does exist because I believe that it is man-made and that it makes it even more special because it has been man-made throughout time. Whether or not there is a God, the idea that God is love is really inspiring. I don't know if God exists, but what I do know is that if there is indeed a God out there, I know that that God loves each and every one of us because we are all here. We're alive, we're living, we're breathing, and we're doing way more than what dead people are doing or what people that want to commit suicide are doing. We're doing a lot more. And and it blows my mind that people want to kill themselves by doing really superficial things, like smoking cigarettes with their buddies, like during their lunch break, you know, or if they want to, drink themselves to death, live for the weekends, doing really shallow things, without considering the responsibilities of what could possibly happen. And I'm just thinking, especially when I think about people who smoke, you know, anybody who wants to kill off these beautiful lungs that you have, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what are you people? I mean, were you raised by fire-breathing dragons or something? Like, quit as soon as you can. I mean, your lungs will love you for it, your body will love you for it, and your spirit will love you for it. Um, it's it's not easy. I can only imagine how addictive nicotine is. I don't know. I've never been a smoker. I've never done drugs, and as you all know, I've never taken a sip of alcohol in my entire life. So, but for those of you who have been drug addicts, for those of you who have done drugs, who have experimented, I can only imagine the horrors, the nightmares, and the hell that you've gone through. Which reminds me, I mean, when people say things, this also relates to the superficiality of everyday life. When people say things like, my life's a living hell, or, oh, my back is killing me, or, complain about this, whine and moan and bitch about this, the drama that, whether you post on Facebook, if you feel it in the, comfort or as well as the discomfort of your minds, if you talk about it and you gossip about it nonstop, I mean, I usually wonder, does this ever get fucking old? I mean, honestly, all the crap that is being said about, about this, and that, or him, about her, yada, yada, yada. Well, she did this to me, or they did that to me, the pointing of fingers rather than looking into the mirror and seeing who's really to blame. It's disturbing to me. I mean, yes, drama is a part of everyday life. Yes, I get it. Yes, there will always be drugs, there will always be drinking, there will always be superficiality. For as long as the Western world culture is what it is, and it is what it is, those things will always be around just because that's just the way the Western world is. It can be very, very superficial. It can be very biased. It can be very ignorant, racist, homophobic, and everything else in between. But what we can do for those who are open-minded, for those who want to be real, for those who want to be authentic and want to quit their conservative hang-ups and want to expand their minds to different life experiences, challenges, and possibilities, they know that they can make a difference. They know that they can study, read, like experiment and find out what is real about life rather than speculating in a very superficial way as to what they think they know rather than what they know they know. And I know this sounds like just me babbling on, but I bet you any money there's at least one person listening in right now that goes, yeah, yeah, Carter, I get that, I get that. And there's probably other people going, fuck you, Carter, fuck you and your ridiculousness, fuck off, you should die and kill yourself, eat shit, and I'm aware of that, but those comments will never ever concern me, and they never will, from this moment on. When it comes to relationships, I want to let you guys know something. You should not let another person complete you. You shouldn't really look at that person as your other half. You know, I've heard of things like, soulmates. Oh, well, he's my soulmate, or she's my soulmate. She completes me. She's my everything. Or, oh, I have the most perfect boyfriend, most perfect husband ever. I have the most perfect girlfriend, most perfect wife ever. No, you don't. Because there'll always be a flaw or flaws. You know, I mean, the best thing you will ever get in your life is a mate. Okay, outside of all the romantic comedies, outside of the superficiality of ideals when it comes to the nature of entertainment, pornography and everything else in between, um, there will always be a flaw with the person that you are currently seeing, that you have fallen in love with, the person that you are married to. But that's what makes them even more incredible, more interesting, more beautiful, more sexy, if you will. It's the fact that they're not superficial, that they're not artificial, that they're fucking authentic, that they're fucking real. I can't stress this enough. When I see guys, trying to hit on girls, in the bars and the clubs, or vice versa, and they try every pickup line in the book, and they're just not present, they're just not real. They're always thinking about what to expect. Oh, I'm gonna get laid tonight, and crap like that. And believe me, I was there. I was one of those guys. Trust me, I was one of those guys. The best thing that you can do. No, I'm no dating guru. Like I said, I've never dated in an orthodox fashion, so I have no idea. I don't know the first thing about what women want. Okay, I don't. But I do have a pretty good idea of how the woman's mind works, because I have studied women's psychology for 9 months. I have learned certain tactics that do work. Um, but anyways, what I was trying to say, I think I lost my train of thought, or I lost what I was wanting to say. But I really hope that this makes sense. I mean, guys, women aren't looking to be picked up at bars. This is picking up a woman. Picking her up physically, putting her down physically. That's picking up a woman. Women, I believe with a clear conscience, want their men, to be designed what they were meant to be. They want us to be in control, to make decisions, to take chances, make mistakes, be confident, be real, be fucking real. You know, okay, they don't want you to be a nice guy. When a woman says she wants a nice guy, she's lying. She's fucking lying. And you women, you know it. You don't want a nice guy. But nor do you want to settle down with a bad boy. Yes, the bad boys, they're seductive, they're sexy, and they're, oh man, he's something else. A nice guy's easy to pass up. Is an easy guy to overlook. Women, you know that. Women, you know that. You do. You know, I mean, but at the same time, you want your man to treat you in a way where he's not beating you physically, where he's not hitting you, and he's treating you terribly. But it seems to me as if you want him to take charge. You want him to really be alpha in his approach. And as I've said before, I don't want to be a woman's knight in shining armor, Prince Charming, Mr. Right. I want to be like a man, a real fucking man for real fucking women. I am the kind of guy who says yes to the groupies, who says yes to women who are interested in one night stands, flings, you know, casual dating. You know, I'm the kind of guy who just leaves everything on the table. I do this because I'm not interested in setting up false expectations. Everything I do is more honest than saying to a woman, well, let's go out to dinner, in a movie. Hey, I think you're a really interesting person. I'm not interested in hearing about your dog and that you think that it does human things too, but nor am I just interested in getting into your pants. I want to be real with you in the moment we're in. Hence, I like to give myself the nickname Mr. Moment. And if you want to be with Mr. Moment, I'm your guy. I'm your man. Anyways, with the several seconds I have left, the Western world is amazing. I'm really glad that it's a very interesting yet superficial world, because it inspires so many incredible things. No matter how shallow or frivolous it might seem, it's also very passionate, and it's also very cool. Something to keep in mind. Stay NILLIHC forever young and champions, and much more to come. Much more to come. Later.